YouTube. Today, I will be speaking about the time the Crips almost had to go to war with the GDs and what prevented it. And the lessons of this story will basically always be good to everybody because you never know who you're going to need, and always listen to those gut feelings that you get, that intuitive intelligence that you only got to pay attention to. It started July the 4th, 2016. You know, we woke up like any other day, but you know, today is July the 4th, so some people drinking their little julep. You know, some people popping their Xanax bars, everybody ripping and running. I wasn't doing too much. I was just, talking to my girlfriend and chilling with GD Mike. Me and GD Mike was cool because he ain't really had nobody else, and I had heard a tragic story of how his mama got killed and shot on fire in Birmingham, so my heart went out to him. So, we built a little bond, and I was pretty cool with dudes. So anytime I got a little something to make money with, I break Mike off. But fast forward till it was round about chow call, it still seemed like a normal day. Mike asked me, can he see my phone to talk to his wife? I give Mike my phone on the way to chow. I never forget when I was coming back from chow, I started having a dreadful feeling in my stomach. I'm like, damn, I'm talking to myself. I'm like, dang, Debo, something that don't feel right. I feel like it's finna be something today, and I'm gonna be in the midst of it. So when I hit the doorway, the feelings got stronger, so my instincts started to spike up. It's like now I'm on the lookout for what's finna occur. The first thing hit my mind, well, let me go put my phone up. I gotta get it from Mike and secure it. I pull up on Mike. I say, hey, Mike, where my phone at? I need to put it up. He was like, what phone you to my son? Like, hey, Mike, stop playing with me, man. And give him my phone so I can go and put it up. But I'm thinking he playing because we cool. I hang around this dude. I mess with him. I look out for him. Dude's just up and yell on GD, you ain't give me no phone, son. Then he got to push me in my chest. When he tell me that, I ain't gonna lie, I started tears welled up in my eyes because I'm like, hey, Mike, man, do you know what you know what this finna lead to? So I walk off. When I'm walking off, the tears falling now. I pull up on my Crip partner, Coop. This was one of my righteous Crip partners. He was a solid dude. He went indulging in all that funny stuff, and he went on no hard drugs. He had whatever morals and honors you can have as a criminal that's in prison. So, man, he was extra tight. I pull up on Coop. I'm crying now like, hey, cuz, let me see the knife. I'm finna kill this dude. I'm finna kill him. He was like, hold on, cuz, I got something going on. I'm so enraged and blind to the fact that Coop and Big GD Jeff having heated words right now. I'm looking past all that. I actually ran down on cuz and I'm reaching in his pocket trying to grab the knife. Why? I'm saying, let me see this. I'm finna kill this dude. I'm crying. He was like, whoa, cuz, I got something going on right here. I just said, forget the knife. I wiped my ass, pulled back down on Mike very calmly, And I said, hey, Mike, now I'm talking like I'm just trying to talk to him. When I got close enough up on Mike where I know my left would hit him, I hit him with that left. I hit him with the right. I shot them dogs on him, and I started to just stump him in the face. By the third stump, if you ever did something where you kind of knew, whoa, I probably just messed up right here. It's like a sobering feeling. It's like when you hear those drunk people that say they was drunk that night, but they did something, and the police there and they sobered them up. So that third stump sobered me up. I'm like, whoa, I probably just killed this dude in front of everybody. And I'm like, man, I never get out to be able to see my children. I never have a second chance in life. Now everything hit me like. But the most painful feeling of that was knowing even if I knew all these consequences that come behind me killing this dude in front of everybody, I still have to do it simply because of the environment I'm in. If I let this dude slide, other dudes gonna think they gonna do way more than just take a phone from me or act like I ain't give them a phone. So, hey, my hands was forced, and really you ain't never had to force my hands. So everybody get to grabbing on me like, what, Debo, he might be dead. Now, we focused on my situation because it's looking like Mike dead, but the whole time in the background, the real beef that finna spark up with the Crips and the GDs is brewing between Crip, Coop, and GD Jeff. Mind you, I ain't think they'll really get into it because Coop is probably like 5'6". Big Jeff was every bit about, NBA player height, 6'6", 6'7". So while they situation brewing in the background, people telling me, Debo, you might just caught you a murder case. You probably just killed this boy. I ain't gonna lie. We tend to show up, put on in front of the public. I'm like, hey, well, on Crip, I don't care, let him die. Where my phone at? Whole time, it's crazy. He had my phone in a little sock sewed up in his pants. I never knew that. They ended up getting him the medical or whatever. That's when I went to check back up on Coop because he said he had his little situation going on. So I ain't know at the time that Coop already to slap GD Jeff and up the knife on him. So all the GDs that slept outside of the dorm, and they was really deep the most dangerous GDs really slept in like B2 and C-Dorm. They already heard about this. Them Crips over there trying to cut up, and somebody just slapped GD Jeff and sent GD Mike to the hospital. We don't know this. So by the time we get around and knowing that, hey, they say they on their way over here, I'm trying to tell Coop, Dale, Reebok, the other fellow Crips, like, listen, right now, it's pretty much even. It's 12 Crips, about 11 GDs in here. If we gonna strike, we gotta strike now before them doors open up, because they gonna be way deeper than us then, and we ain't gonna have no chance to win. I'm listening to the older Crips. They saying, well, it ain't gonna be nothing, Debo, because it was one-on-one situations. But it's still kind of like that anxiety and me being abrasive, like something coming and we finna be on the losing end of this, but I'm listening to y'all. So they end up opening up the doors. When they opened the doors, it was so many GDs fell up through there. By the time my adrenaline already spiking, I'm seeing we outnumbered. I'm telling the other Crips like Coop and Dad, my eyes big like, I told y'all if we were gonna strike, we should have did it then. Now we ain't got no win. But like they said, we just gonna have to stick together. We stick together. So all of them huddled up. They trying to assess the facts of the situation, but you see they already got their knives out. It was there a bit about 40 of them. But the main one I was watching was GD Jeff, because he had a reputation of being a vicious dude. So, at that time I already got my 2 knives out, and that's the only person I'm locking eyes with. GD Jeff, tall, Lincoln dude, kind of puts you in the mind of an old Kevin Durant. I was watching him the whole time, because I know for sure you dangerous, and you on the front line, right across from me. So while they trying to assess the facts or whatever, a couple people heating or whatever, but the main thing they keep overemphasizing was all these incidents was one-on-one. What do GD Jeff want to do? GD Mike in the hospital. Debo and him handle that. He played with Debo phone, so pretty much they off that situation. Like, okay, if he played with that man's phone, we're gonna have to leave that alone. You get what I'm saying? So now they just trying to see what do GD Jeff want to do. And the only reason they were really behind GD Jeff, because dude had a lot of money. He had the sack. He was big time, big dude. So GD Jeff really don't want to do nothing. Now we seeing dudes, you ain't even really no fighter. You just a big teddy bear. But Reebok ended up throwing it out. I guess he kind of nervous because we outnumbered tomorrow. Well, just let him and Coop shoot it out one-on-one like we did at St. Clair. Like we gonna do it like we do it at the Clair. Me and him, now we arguing in the midst of being the 2 of the GE, because I'm like, Holmes, we ain't at St. Clair, and you just saying that because they deeper than us. Coop, Liz here, man, ain't no Crip finna shoot it out one-on-one. We shooting together however it go. So after they diffused me and Reebok situation, because he ready to fight me, and I got my knives. I ain't doing no fighting right now because I'm shooting. They separate us. We come back together like, hey, man, we could settle y'all a little difference after this. But GD Jeff ain't want to fight. He ain't want to stab or nothing. Coop like he'll do whatever. Thank God that he didn't want to do nothing, because if it crank up in any tight way where one of them GD don't like how it's turning out and we got to get into it, we were dead. We ain't have no win. We had, for every one of us, it was like 4 to 5 of them. Them GDs and Muslims just some people that you can go to war with, but the chance of you winning in prison is non-existent. So Cam, one of the head GDs, another dude, he ain't had no reputation or anything but being a good dude and having a lot of money, and that'll take you a long way. But dudes from Montgomery and Crips was always cool with Cam. We did a lot of business with Big Cam, so he came on the peace treating type tip. Not because he was scared, because like I said, the numbers in their favor, because he's being mindful of how good the Crips had been to him and how much business we did together. Cam came in there and said, well, basically, if it was a one-on-one situation and GD Jeff don't want to do nothing, y'all kill that. This ain't nothing but a pride thing now. And to see when we noticed they were listening to Big Cam, I ain't gonna lie, it was a relief. Came on me, cause I'm like, I'm standing strong right here, but Lord have mercy. I ain't, in my mind, I'm like, whoa, it look like I came to prison just to die. And fast forward, when that situation diffused, everybody end up, shaking hands like, hey man, it shouldn't even went that far, because like I said, some of us was hurling insults at each other, like, yeah, I've been waiting to get at you anyway, what's up, we can do it, yada yada yada. It diffused though. But thank God the big GD Big Cam or whatever. And me and Coop them was sitting around after that, we laughing like how we knew we was finna get our tails handed to us. We ain't have a chance in hell, but we just stood strong and had each other backs, because we, like I said, we hung together every day. You know what I'm saying? And we leaned on each other for that strength and support going on through those long prison sentences. But we were sitting around, and I ended up calling my phone. When everything settled back down after me checking on Coop, my mind went back to Mike had my phone. Where's my phone? I ended up calling my number. Somebody picked it up, and I was like, hey, y'all know who phone y'all got? I never forget it, man. Coop them sent around. They were like, yeah, this Debo phone. So I put it on speakerphone, like, Coop, listen, cuz, listen. I said, y'all know who phone y'all got? They were like, yeah, this Debo phone. I'm like, y'all don't think y'all want to bring that back? They were like, oh, no, this took. I said, all right, y'all know I'm coming. The craziest thing was the police had got the phone off GD Mike when he had to go to medical. That was the police that answered the phone. They called me to the shift office. You know, Sergeant Richardson, he was basically like, Debo, you been keeping your nose clean. I ain't been hearing your name ringing like it used to, and I see you come up for parole in 3 weeks. So I'm going to spare you. I was like, man, how you know who know that was my phone? He was like, them little, hey, man, you got pictures of your private parts and your face everywhere in there. And a little light-skinned girl or whatever. So he ended up letting me go back to my dorm or whatever. I told Coop them what happened or whatever. And long story short was the only reason we did not get slaughtered by them GDs, even though we was gonna fight. We was gonna fight to the death, however it would have went. That just one of the facets of gang culture in prison. Thank God that it was a dude that remember we was cool with him. We did bidding together. He never had any problems out of us. And the thing with the phone, before I even let GD Mike see my phone and I left, my girlfriend had already been telling me she been having bad dreams that I killed somebody over that phone. And I just was ignoring her. You know, I was just ignoring her. Listen to your intuitive intelligence and always be good to people. Help people if you can. If you can help people without compromising your core values or who you are, help them. Help them. You never know who you might need. But listen to your intuitive intelligence, that gut feeling you get when they say, don't go with them, you know, don't do this, don't lend this person that. Listen to it. It'll save your life. It'll save your life.